Hi, I'm Miss Rosie from Creative World Art Center. Usually we come into your classroom and give you an art lesson, but since we're all at home, I'm going to give you an art lesson from my home. Now today we're going to make portraits that look left and look right. What is a portrait? Portrait's a picture of someone's face, and what we're going to do today is draw that on a big piece of paper, but also make a mechanism that lets the eyes slide back and forth across their sockets. The back of it looks like this. It's just kind of like a belt with some belt loops and the piece going back and forth. Now to start off, we're going to need a few materials. You're going to need 2 sheets of printer paper. They can just be regular old plain one. If you've got art paper, you can use that as well, but printer paper works just fine. Scissors, tape, a regular pencil, and a few colored pencils, markers, even crayons will work. The other thing you're going to need is some sort of lightweight cardboard. I'm using a cereal box, but you can use something that's from a drinks container or anything else. Just something to stiffen that piece that goes back and forth. So let's get started. To start off, we want to make our face symmetrical. Same on the right as on the left. In order to do that, we're going to cheat a little bit by folding the paper. First, we'll fold that paper hot dog style, lining up the edges and giving it a crease. Now we're going to fold it again the other way, folding it up and over and giving it a crease. Now when we open it up, we should have a nice T creases so we can see what we're doing. Now I want you to take your pencil and draw a big oval. Face shapes are mostly ovals. Some people have rounder faces or squarer faces, but most people have more or less an oval. So notice that my oval goes almost to the top, almost to the bottom, almost to the left, almost to the right side. So we want to have a nice big oval. We're just sketching it out on here, but I want you to think about where are the parts of the face. We know what the parts of the face are: eyes, nose, mouth, chin, cheeks, forehead, eyebrows, ears. You could add a few other things, but for the most part, what we mostly notice on people's faces are their eyes. And it's really tempting to think about the eyes being way up here, the top, because they're so important. But actually, eyes are pretty much right in the middle. If you were to measure from the top of the hair to the bottom of the chin, pretty much right in the middle is the center of the eyes. So in order to make our eyes right towards the center, we're going to fold that paper up in both directions. Now here's my open side, and here are my 2 folded sides. I'm going to redraw, I can see through the paper, and I'm going to draw the curve of where that chin and forehead line are. So right here is where the eyes are going to go, and I'm going to measure from the outside line of the face to the inside line of the fold, just about halfway. That's actually going to be the center of my eye. And I'm going to draw half of that sort of shallow curve. We don't want a super big one because we don't want the eyes to be round circles. We want them to be almond shaped, like most people's eyes are, with an upper lid and a lower lid. We want to draw that curve mostly towards the middle, just a little bit towards the nose. Then take your scissors and cut that out. And now, when I open it up, I should have kind of like a mask. So if the eyes are halfway down, where's the nose? Turns out the nose is about halfway from the eyes to the chin, and that's the bottom of the nose, the very bottom. So if I go here about halfway and I make a little line, that's the bottom of the nose. Now, sometimes people find noses hard to draw. Don't worry about it. You're going to make a little parentheses right at the inside corner of the eye. So if this line were to come down, you're going to do these parentheses right here. Then the tip of the nose looks kind of like a low curve at the bottom. And then you just want to connect those two with a little upside down U. Now the nose also has some sides coming up, which generally this is the bridge of the nose, and it joins the eyebrow shape, which is up here, arching up and over the eye. So the parentheses, the bottom of the nose, the bridge coming up, joining those eyebrows. Now, where's the mouth? The mouth is pretty much halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin. About halfway is the center of your lip line. So this would be the center. So your lower lip comes below and the upper lip comes above. And sometimes it has a little curve where it meets the cheek and a little divot at the top of the nose. And if you want to erase that line from there, you can. So here we have most of the face. I'm going to outline those eyes as well so that they're a little darker. And then I might give it an upper lid and a lower lid. Maybe some ears. Ears go from about the eyebrow level, close to the top of the nose. And mostly what I notice is that my person is a little bald. So where's the hairline go? It doesn't go all the way at the tippy top. Actually, the hair, we see the whole top of it. We have the forehead is in between the eyebrows and the hairline. The hair is pretty much equidistant from the eyebrows to the forehead. So if I come here, this is going to be my hairline. Comes just to the front part of the ear. And here's the top of the head. Now, I did short hair for the last one, so I think I'll do longer hair this time. Now, in order for my piece that slides back and forth to be stiff enough that it'll slide easily and not bend, I'm gonna use that cardboard to make it a little stiffer. So you don't need a big piece. You can just cut the side if you want, or you can go right down the center. The piece I'm cutting out is about 1.5 inches, and trim it to make sure the edges are pretty straight. You want it to slide easily, so you don't want too many big bumps. If there's a fold in it, make sure you trim that part off. Now the next thing you're gonna need are the belt loops, the part that hold it in. You need a smaller section, but it should also not have any bumps or pieces sticking out. I want 2 belt loops, but they also don't have to be very wide. So I can make 1 regular strip and then cut it lengthwise down. So I've got 2 belt loops and a belt. I'm all done with my cardboard now. I can put it aside. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take my second piece of paper, and I don't need the whole thing, so I'm gonna cut it down the center, hot dog style, to make 1 long skinny piece. And now I'm going to wrap my belt piece in the paper. So lay it in and fold it and crease that down and press that cardboard up. You want this to be pretty snug, and you can do the other side as well, really creasing down the edges. And now you can take a nice piece of tape and you're gonna tape that down. So now I'm gonna bring back my drawing and I'm gonna line it up so that I know the eyes are all covered by the strips. Pinching those edges, I'm gonna flip it over. And then it's time to just tape my belt loops down. Tape my belt loops onto the sides. Make sure that if that belt moves, that you put it back into its right position. Make sure it's nice and snug. You don't want to actually tape any part of the belt because you want it to slide free. But you do want to get the belt loops taped right up close to that edge so that it's a snug fit and doesn't slosh around too much. So now I can draw in the eyes. Now I'm not going to draw a circle all the way around. I'm really just going to draw the sides of the circle because most of the time the eyelid actually comes down over that iris a little bit. I'm going to draw like 2 parentheses again, like an open C shape. And I'm going to try and have it be about the same size because eyes are pretty much the same size. Now because I'm going to see more of it when it moves, I'm going to slide that out to draw the whole circle. Now eyes usually have a few different parts. There's the whites, the lids. This would be the iris. And then if the eye is not too dark, you can also see the pupil right in the center. Now what color shall I make my eyes? I think I'll make them a brown hazel color. Black inside for the pupils. And if you want, you can leave a little bit of a highlight. That's kind of fun. Make sure you make your highlights the same in the iris and the pupil of both eyes, because the eyes are the same shape, so they reflect the same light. Maybe put a little bit of green in them too. Now, when I slide the eyes back in, and I might have to turn it over to get it started, into that second belt loop, and I turn it over, I should have eyes that can look left and look right. Now let's work on the face a little bit. Remember, faces are not flat. The parts that stick out will have shadows underneath them. So the parts that stick out on a face are the forehead, the nose, the cheeks, the chin. And so underneath each of those is going to be a little bit shaded. So the sides of the nose are a little bit shaded. The under bottom part of the nose is a little darker because the top part sticks out and casts a shadow. The underside of the eyebrow, just above the eye, is shaded. That's so that it can protect us from dust or other things that might be in the air, protect our eyes. Underneath the lip, the underside of the chin and the jaw, and underneath that eye, just before the cheek. You can go around the eye, give it some eyelashes, helps it stand out, some thicker eyebrows. There's actually all different colors in the skin. No matter what your skin tone, when you're coloring it in, you might want to use a whole bunch of different colors. Nobody's exactly brown or exactly pink or exactly peach. We're all a whole bunch of colors mixed together. Add in some texture for the hair. And remember, hair is not usually one solid thing. It's lots of little pieces. So it's okay to show a little scribbling texture. As long as your lines are moving in the same direction that the hair is growing, it tends to look pretty good. When you get to this point, it's a good idea to let your eye travel across the whole drawing. Is there a spot that you wish you'd done a little more to? Shaded a little darker? Outlined a little more firmly? Outlining can be a really good friend when you're drawing. It just gives everything a little more punch. What's over there? I don't know. Is that up something over there? Thank you so much for making the project with me. I would love to see what you made. If you take a picture, please email it to info@cw-arts.org. We have lots of wonderful classes going on, including some great programs for the summer. You can check it out at our website, cw-arts.org. Can't wait to see you soon. Have a great day. Thanks for making art. Bye-bye.